Hey everybody, welcome to our first show, Mr. Mom's World Speaks. I am so glad you could join me today. Today we're going to talk about my favorite topic in the whole world. Yeah, me. My friend Jane used to always tell me that I have a spiel or a shtick, and I do, and that's kind of like Mr. Mom's. That's kind of where Mr. Mom's World came into play. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Mr. Mom's World and everything that it kind of includes, and you'll get kind of the idea what the show's going to be about. Each and every Wednesday we're going to put out a show. I'm going to have guest speakers, I'm going to have guests, we're going to have musical guests, so I hope you stay tuned and I hope you watch a few of them before you kind of turn me off and go, hey, this is enough of this guy. So Mr. Mom's World, where the name came from, a lot of people ask, because it's kind of like, Mr. Mom, two different things. When we were fostering our then kids, used to just call us Uncle or Russell or those kinds of things. And then I had actually quit work and became a full-time foster parent, other than my catering outside of it, but full-time foster parent. And so I started to watch a little bit more TV, and I started to watch those shows that had to do with, decorating and painting and fixing up and cooking, of course, one of my favorite topics. And one of my favorite shows was Martha Stewart at the time, before she went to jail, Martha Stewart, before the best Martha Stewart. And so the kids, or actually my husband Daryl, used to make fun of me and started calling me Mr. Martha, which was cool as long as it was kind of at home. But then we started going, taking the kids out to the park or whatever, and they had kind of picked up on that. They had picked up on the Mr. Stewart or Martha Stewart kind of thing. So I thought, well, that's probably not the greatest thing to be called Martha Stewart out in public, but because no one will get the context. So long story short, at about the same time, we opened up our little cafe, and we had pierogies and kubasa and all that stuff. So it kind of just morphed into the Mr. Mom. And then when we opened up or moved our company and called it Mr. Mom's World, it kind of incorporated everything that we were doing at the time, to include fostering and to include our catering. So under the umbrella of Mr. Mom's World, we have our catering company, Mr. Mom's World Catering and Events. Our permanent house is the East Delta Hall, the historic East Delta Hall in Delta. We have renovated it or given it a fresh look. So when we get back from this whole COVID thing, God forbid, should we move past this COVID thing, and we get back to some normalcy, we hope that you will come down and see us at some point. We run a cafe out of one of the back rooms every Tuesday. We call it the Buns and Borscht Cafe. Currently, we have the Buns and Borscht Cafe every Tuesday, but it's a drive-through. You can drive up, take an order, we'll fulfill it, kind of hand it out the back door like we're doing something seedy, and you can drive away. In that, you can get your hot stuff. We have buns borscht, we have a soup of the day, we have our sauerkraut kubasa soup, and fresh baking changes every Tuesday. But you can also buy the favorites that we've sold for years, which is the Ukrainian cabbage rolls, kubasa, pierogies, naleshniki, our sauce. We make different types of soups that you can buy. You can buy our date bars frozen, brownies frozen, all sorts of stuff. Anyway, come down and see us every Tuesday. We are now opening up every Sunday here at the hall as well. So you want to be able to come down and just check us out. On nice days, we put tables, social distancing style tables out back. On bad days, you have to eat in your car. So that's one of the things that we do. Mr. Mom's World is Mr. Mom's World Speaks, which in more acceptable times, pre-COVID, I did a lot of traveling, speaking on a variety of topics, from gay and lesbian topics to fostering and adoptive topics, just to healing and how to survive topics. Being a victim of sexual abuse at a very early age, and then an ongoing abuse for many years at the hands of a relative. I have learned and healed and speak on it on a regular basis to a variety of audiences. So that is Mr. Mom's World Speaks. I also have a company called Boo Boo and DeWolf, and Boo Boo and DeWolf is a partnership with my great friend, wonderful friend, Chris DeWolf, whom has helped me after 20-some years of many attempts of getting my cookbook line out and printed. And I can tell you, I think we went through at the very least 6 different editors slash partners slash just people of interest slash paid people to try to get those books out. Chris come along, and within the year we had 2 out, and we now have the 3rd out, with the 4th still trying to get finished and off to the printers. Again, due to COVID, we've kind of slowed on that. But there's 23 in that series. Hopefully they're going to be all out within a 5-year period, but there's a variety of topics we speak about, from breads to sandwiches to muffins, loaves, meats. We have one on the next one's coming out are holidays, and then of course then the sandwiches and the appetizers as well is one of the next few books coming out. As well as that, we have a men's jewelry line coming out. Chris is helping us develop that. Chris is an amazing artist. So we're working on that as we speak. We've got a couple pieces that I would love to have reproduced that Chris has designed for me. So we'll keep you posted on that. Just recently, we have our first kids book, again partnered with Chris DeWolf as the graphic artist, and Carlos all the way from Nova Scotia, who helped me do the graphic art within the book. The book is called The Adventures of Boo Boo, and basically it came about with Chris had called me Boo Boo for some reason as a nickname when we met. It kind of stuck. I loved the title, and my husband and I did a lot of traveling, or would love to continue to do a lot of traveling once COVID's over. And so what we thought we would do is write a book or a series of books on one from every province and territory that we will travel to or have traveled to, and we're going to make the books about lessons for kids on a variety of topics. So there will be issues about gay and lesbian. The book series follows me, Boo Boo, and my very good friend DeWolf, which is Chris DeWolf, and of course our entire family is in the book. Daryl gets to keep his name, and he is Daryl, the main character. So that is coming out, as well as with that, we have Boo Boo and DeWolf dog treats now available. You'll be able to order those off our Mr. Mom's World Speaks website, and I think we'll have a link from our Mr. Mom's World catering website at some point. And again, once we get up and running, that will have a variety of other products that focus on Boo Boo and DeWolf, or the adventures of Boo Boo and DeWolf, to include, once we get back after COVID, a couple other books that are going to be due out right away. The book series, like I said, is fun. It's for a variety of ages. What I love about the book, well, not because I wrote it, but I love about the book is the fact that if you read it to a younger child, you can instill the learning that is meant to come from the book, and an older child can bring that out themselves and see the lessons that Boo Boo has learned along the way themselves. So we don't like to put an age limit on the book, but it is we encourage everyone to read it. It's a great little fun book. So there's that piece of Boo Boo and DeWolf. Gosh, we've got so much going on. We also have the Mr. Mom's Mini Meals Mobile, which we started because of COVID. We had to do a really big pivot really quickly. We are very blessed that we are a company that has survived well into going into our 30 years here in BC. We are very blessed to have a great loyal clientele, and that has carried us through many years. Even when we've wanted to retire, they seem to have keep pulling us out and dragging us back into it. So Having said that, when the larger business of the hall kind of subsided because of COVID, we shifted and we quickly created the Mini Meals mobile program, where you can buy a 3-day package, a week package, or a month package, and they're delivered to your door. They're everything. They're from waffles and breakfast. They're 3 meals a day. They're breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They're just little mini packages, so you can enhance them. Or if they're for a senior or maybe for a lunch, you don't need something as large as you would normally eat. So we welcome and encourage you to check out our website, www.mrmomsworldcatering.com. The menu is up there. We look forward to delivering to your door if indeed you're going to hook up with our program. So I just want to also talk quickly about COVID. It sucks, don't it? It sucks, the big one. And we're going to be talking in the next few weeks to a month with a variety of guests. My friend Jane from the BC Federation of Foster Parents has agreed to come on and talk to us about just some of the things going on in the fostering world now. As many of you may or may not know, I'm now retired as a foster parent, and I have to tell you I miss it. We have 2 little boys that left our care, our last boys in care, and you know, I still miss that joy, if you will, from those little voices around. And the great part is that we still get to see them as grandparents outside. But back to Jane, sorry. One thing you'll notice is that I digress, but I will come back full circle. I'm a little ADHD, but clearly I will come back. So Jane will be joining us. She's going to just talk about what's going on in the fostering world now, how COVID has affected foster parents and their families, what we're doing with the stress of COVID, because clearly if you haven't been able to get out as a family, or even if you're single, more so probably youth and seniors, there's stress and there's depression and there's all those things that are related now to COVID that we're going to see big time soon. So I'm going to talk to her a little bit about that. I truly miss our conversations from when I used to volunteer for the BC Federation of Foster Parents, so this is a great time. She's also appeared, if you've watched any of the YouTube stuff previous, way back, she's appeared on a pilot project that we did, I don't know, 7-8 years ago as well. So hopefully you will tune in for that. My friend Angela Clancy from the FSI, the Family Support Institution in New Westminster, is also going to join me, talk about the same thing, about what's going on in the special needs world as far as COVID, how they're handling it. She's been a part of some great talks with Minister Conroy. And I suppose some of you are asking me, well, if you're retired from fostering, why are you still involved? I believe that I have a voice, and I believe that I have a lot to still contribute, and maybe my contribution is to bring people together and talk about stuff and talk about what's going on in the fostering world, but other worlds that I've been a part of. So hopefully you'll enjoy some of the things coming up on fostering and adoption. As many of you know, I have 10 kids, 2 bio. I have 8 adopted kids, all amazing kids, all struggling with different issues and challenges, as we do as a family. As every family does, we struggle. So it's been a life lesson and a learning process as we went along, and hopefully we can share some of that knowledge and bring those people that have helped us through some of those challenging times to you, so that you get to see them. We're also going to try to talk to some foster parents to see how they're coping directly, and maybe what they've done through COVID to kind of cope. So hopefully you'll want to see some of those. I also have a great friend who's a pastor from the island. We have been talking, Chad and Tanya, we've been talking for a couple years now on having a conversation about religion and having a dialogue about what that means with religion and the gay world, and what how we can come together to kind of see a similar or a similar view on life, even when there's distinct differences on beliefs and upbringings potentially. So they're going to come and be a part of that. As you know, all of our, well, if you've been following us, you will note that all of our entertainment concerts, if you will, have been canceled due to COVID. We are in the process of trying to do a drive-in concert that would use our parking lot as a drive-in and then have the entertainment at the garden field, as we refer to it. We're still trying to work that out and work out the details with the health board and our entertainers, but we are looking forward to getting them back on board. Burgundy and her husband will do a John and June show. And Kalita, of course, my great friend Kalita, will come and do, once we're open to hall, she will do an afternoon concert with singing and her characters. You need to Google her. She's an amazing entertainer. I love her. I've known her for, I don't know, 30 years or whatever. We were both 8 or 9 when we met. And she's an amazing entertainer. I'd love to have a conversation with her because her life has taken on such a different role as when I actually met her. And she's got some great inspirational dialogue and chat, and of course now her new music, or her newer music, is more inspirational. So please join us for that. What else do we want to talk about? Michael Holton, my great friend Michael Holton, is going to be another guest. We have a 2-part interview with him that we did a while back, and it is about his time in fostering. He was a foster child, and he has an amazing attitude about life that everyone should try to emulate. He has been through some pretty rough times, and we're going to talk to him more. We're going to do segments 3, 4, and then we're going to switch it up and do some different topics with him. He has a great podcast that he does about prison life, so that's something that we want to talk to him about and kind of get a feel for what he does with that. As well as he was in the entertainment business as far as being a DJ, master of ceremonies. He did kids' parties, weddings, all those things. Great, great DJ. So we're going to talk about where COVID has put him on that pathway. As you may well know, COVID crippled a lot of businesses over the past, 3-4 months, to include some caterers that were in business. You may have heard over 34 years, and they had to fold. There were bars or clubs, nightclubs, that again, over 30 some years in business, had to close their doors. It is sad. It is one of the, I guess the worst things that COVID has created in its very short period of time. So we're going to talk to him about how he's pivoted and what he's doing. What else are we going to do, Bobby? Bobby is my daughter. She's kind of off camera, kind of doing the old time thing, but she is going to be an integral part of this show as a producer and kind of yelling at me and timing me and everything. So if you hear me talking to her, that's who that is. We're going to have our cooking segments coming up as well. Just those will be quick and simple things. I am not how shall I say? I'm not a detailed, let's have exorbitant French cuisine. I am about feeding kids, feeding family, very quick, very simple, basic. Our catering company is Simply Elegant Cooking, if that's what you need, kind of a theme. We're down home cooking. We just kind of tweak it up, and for those weddings and events that you have that make it a little more elegant. And but our food is pretty basic and down home. So that's the kind of cooking that we're going to be able to show you on our show. It's going to be live. For the most part, we want your participation. We want to be able to have you text us questions or message us questions as we go along. Be happy to answer them for you the best we can in the moment. If not, we will certainly attempt to find answers and solutions to anything that you may ask after the show, and we can private message you. And again, those questions, if you private message me, we'll certainly answer those in a private setting as well. What else? I think the last thing that I really want to talk about is why we're here. My goal is to probably talk your ear off, but my biggest goal is to educate, to inform, to be able to give you some laughter, because I think right now we need some huge laughter, and I'm a person that loves to laugh at myself. I am a cheeky little devil. I am a sarcastic devil. I love to swear, so if you hear me swearing, I apologize now. I'm going to apologize. But at 56, what I've learned is I need to be who I am. I need to really enforce that not only in my kids, but my friends. Be who you are. Enjoy your life. Be passionate about what you do. Never give up on your dream. After 20 years of waiting to get a cookbook done, it's done. Anything's possible. And in Mr. Mom's world, I can assure you that we are not done creating and coming up with new things. Just before coming to you, my daughter and I are talking about a new business that we're thinking of doing. So it never ends. We don't sleep much. Our minds are constantly going. I thank you for taking the time to watch this. I hope you tune in Wednesdays. We're going to start announcing a time and giving you a clock countdown, as it were, every week to when the next show will be and whether or not it will be live. Hopefully, we're going to do more live than not. I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for being my friends, because I know a lot of you are going to be tuning in. And I thank you for sticking out with Mr. Mom's World this many, many years. Daryl and I are very blessed in having 10 amazing kids. We are very blessed in having a huge support network of family and friends from all over, not only Canada, but other parts of the world. So thank you very much for that. What else do I need to say, Bobby? Anything? Do you wanna just say hi? We're just really excited. She's doing the rah 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 in the background. Yeah, we're really excited about what the future holds for us, and this COVID is not going to take us down. And whether it be personally or whether it be a business, it just is not going to take us down. We are working with an amazing board in the hall. They have been truly amazing in the integral part of us continuing to grow, even in and during COVID. Again, I'm not going to be rushing off to any wonderful sites for that, $80,000 vacation, but we are alive and well, and we're keeping a small handful of employees working. So we're really proud about that. If you need to contact us in any way for anything, whether it be frozen Ukrainian products, whether it be my books, whether it be speaking engagements, whether it be for rental of the hall or catering for the hall, please feel free to get a hold of us through our website, either one of them, www.mrmomsworldspeaks and or www.mrmomsworldcatering.com. Thank you so much. I love everyone. I look forward to next week. Mike Holton is going to be here. I believe that's the next show. Thank you so much. Look on our website for the opportunity to see what's coming up for the next available shows and possible dates for those. Take care for now. Love you all. Bye-bye.